Now, if you think na nakita mo na lahat ng crazy smartphone, this can't get any crazier. This is the LG Wing, and this is not a new phone. Nabili ko to ng second hand just to be able to try how crazy this phone is. It has dual screen, pero yung dual screen niya kakaiba. Hindi katulad ng mga fold, and hindi siya katulad ng mga flip. It's a whole new crazy experience. So stay with me. Now guys, itong LG Wing na may 8 gigs of RAM and 120 gigs of storage, nabili ko to ng 12,500 sa UKDB Gadgets. And this is not a new phone, but rather a second-hand phone na very pristine pa ang condition. So if you're interested, you can click the link on the description box below kung saan ko siya nabili. Now, probably one of the things sa pag hinawakan mo to, you feel it's a little bit heavy. Kasi this is a dual screen na phone. 260 grams ang kanyang buong kabigatan. So, it's a little bit heavy, but it's not really that chunky. Now, one thing na magugusto mo kay LG is that it packs all of the goodies dito sa phone. Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protected sa harap, Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protected din sa likod, side aluminum frames, IP54 dust and water resistant, meron pa siya water repellent coating, and it is also MIL STD 810G compliant, meaning kayang-kaya ng mga harsh condition. What more can I say sa kanyang protection? Talagang overprotected to. Parang girlfriend mo lang. Now, probably yung mapapansin mo yung screen niya, medyo makapal ang kanyang bezel dito sa ibabaw, and medyo makapal din ang kanyang bezel dito sa ilalim, but bumabawi siya sa kanyang curved display, which I kinda like yung kanyang curved display. Pero very minimal ang kanyang pagka-curve dito. Now, if you slide it open, you'd see something like this. You can multitask everything on this screen. Let's say, naglalaro ka dito, and nagbabrowse ka dito, or nagpa-Facebook ka dito sa baba, and nanood ka ng YouTube dito sa task. Pwede mong gawin. You can do a lot of combination dito. I kinda like yung kanyang display dito sa ilalim. Square the square. Looks pretty cool. Parang 2x2 the picture lang. Nung unang labas nito phone ito back in 2020, around mga October, lumabas to together with Android 10. And right now, after several updates na ginawa ko dito sa kanya, it is right now running Android 13, which for me is not really so bad. So meaning si LG was giving a 3 years na Android update. Now once na tinanggal mo siya, makita mo it's a hybrid slot. So you can use either dalawang nano SIM or isang micro SD plus isang nano SIM. And by the way, this is 5G ready kahit 4 years back pa to. Pagdating sa chipset, don't expect too much sa LG Wing 5G. Now, this one only comes together with a Snapdragon 765 5G. It's not really one of the greatest chip na available right now, but it's more of a good mid-range chip back then. Ito ang score na nakuha na, 356,000 points. And further breaking down, this is what I got. 458 ang loop score and 99% stability sa Wildlife Extreme. Quite good kanang thermals, and it throttled to 90% ng kanang best performance. Ito ang score niya sa CPU benchmarking dito sa Geekbench and sa GPU benchmarking. Now, the battery size sa itong phone na ito is a 4,000 mAh na battery, and it can support up to QC4 na fast charging, which means kaya niya up to 100 watts na fast charging. And it also supports 13 watts na reverse wired charging. But funny enough, nilagay lang ni LG a very small na charging brick, which is only 18 watts. Now, you can always buy yung mga chargers like Anker to, well, support faster charging dito. So, ginagamit ko naman to on day-to-day basis. Okay siya, it's a good daily driver, and the battery can last you for the whole day without problem as long as you're using normally and mostly on a single screen, and sometimes naka-dual screen ka. And nung nirate ko to under PC Mark na battery stress test, under 50% brightness and 60 Hz screen refresh rate, 10 hours and 60 minutes na nakuha kong screen on time, which is pretty not bad for a 4,000 mAh na battery. Now, I know that this is not too much of a gaming phone. Managlaro tayo ng 3 games dito. Playing Call of Duty Mobile, Firelight 84, and Mobile Legends. Na pagdating sa Mobile Legends, it was really a good experience. To be honest with you, natuwa ako dito sa kanya, no? While I was playing, I was able to browse din at the same time, which is kind of different experience talaga sa kanya. Now, one thing na ma-amaze ka dito sa kanya is that whenever you're playing, pwede ka multitask. Like, let's say, gusto mong check the scoreboard dito sa NBA, and you can do simply just checking emails here and playing your games dito sa baba. I mean, parang wala kang downtime. It's very useful siya pag multitasking. That's all I can see. Sobrang nagustuhan ko itong feature na ito dito sa LG Wing. The gameplay sa Mobile Legends was really nice, smooth, and probably the only thing na hindi ko nagustuhan masyado dito sa kanya is nakaharang ang kanya loudspeaker dito sa ilalim while I was playing the game. E paglaro naman ng Call of Duty Mobile, this is probably one of the first time na feel ko medyo sluggish ang Call of Duty Mobile. Sinagad ko rin mga graphical settings dito sa kanya, and the gameplay was just so-so. Normally, si Call of Duty Mobile can be played on almost virtually any chips out there. But dito, medyo naging sluggish siya nung sinagad ko sa all high settings niya. So you have to lower it down to be able to play it normally. And sa Firelight 84, sinagad ko rin ang graphical settings. Medyo malag, mapapansin mo sa aking gameplay. So binabaan ko ng konti ang graphical settings, and it was able to game a lot better. And after 30 minutes of playing dito sa Firelight 84, it gave me around mga 43 degrees Celsius dito sa likod ang init niya. Now, of course, kailangan natin pag-usapan ng kanyang display. This is probably one of the first rotating OLED display na meron in the market. Sa harap, it has a 6.8-inch na OLED display. One of the good things naman dito when you're browsing on the phone, it will give you a really good experience. Even na this is a 4 years back na phone and it only has a 60Hz screen refresh rate, wala namang magiging problem dito. Siguro, medyo sanay lang ako sa mga 120Hz screen refresh rate. So, browsing, mapapansin ko parang may kunting delays. Siguro nasanay mata ko sa 120Hz. But if you're coming off from a 60Hz phone and hindi ka naman masyadong meticuloso, the browsing experience is still pretty good. And by the way guys, this has a level 1 of Wi-Fi security level. So meaning, okay na okay pa rin siya when you're watching videos dito. Probably not as good as yung mga latest na mga AMOLED display. But rather, I would say na this is probably one of the first generation na may curved OLED display. And given na medyo ginalingan nila, nagkaroon na dual display. So I think, give them the credit na it was still able to perform at this level. So watching your favorite shows on YouTube expects a good experience, but probably not yung super duper punchy, but not super duper punchy like yung mga latest na AMOLED display from other brands. Now, probably sa ganda na itong phone na ito, I was hoping that it has a dual stereo speaker, but rather it only has one dito sa ilalim. Let's quickly test it out kung gaano kalakas nga ba. Well, average yung kanang sounds, not the loudest na na-try ko, and probably medyo bitin. That's probably why I bought the Soundpeats Air 4 Pro. This is the latest na meron ni Soundpeats, and gusto ko lang i-try no kasi nagandahan ako sobra sa kanyang transparent design. Smoke na transparent design, which looks really nice and dope. And what's nice dito sa kanya is very small naman siya, very easy to carry around, and it's so snug fit dito sa akin tenga. Probably one of the things na gusto ko dito sa kanya is that it has game mode, it has ANC mode, it has a 13mm na dynamic driver, and it can last you for up to 26 hours of playback time. Of course, kasama yung case. Nung ginagamit ko to while music tripping together with the LG Wing, I would say that because of the Snapdragon sound inside this one, I think the sound is better. And okay din ang kanyang bass. Probably the best thing na gusto ko dito sa kanya is kanya ANC mode, which I normally go to crowded place. And kung gusto mo yung medyo tahimik konti, you want to just simply chill and sit down on the coffee shop and listen to some good music without all of the noise out there, this is a perfect choice. And if you're gaming, meron din siya low latency mode dito na game mode, which a single tap lang dito, it will change the mode for you. Now, playing all of the games kanina, wala mo napansin na delay sa kanyang sound, which I think it's pretty good. Now, since this one, sinasabi ko pwede na gamitin ito while you're working out, try lang natin kung matatanggal ba siya pag shinake natin. Goods, hindi natanggal. Soundpeats Air 4 Pro, approved. Link on the description. And by the way guys, ang suot ko dito na Deadpool and Wolverine shirt is pinadala sa akin ni Sir Michi Boy. Thank you nga pala Sir Michi Boy, ang ganda ng drawing mo. Look guys, ang ganda ng design. I'll be posting the link on the description box below kung saan nyo pwede mabili itong Deadpool and Wolverine na shirt na dinesign ni Sir Michi Boy. Now let's talk about the camera. This phone has a 64MP na main camera lens na may OIS, 13MP na ultra-wide lens, and meron siya dalawang ultra-wide lens dito, no? To my surprise. Isang 13MP na 117 degrees na field of view, and the other one is a 12MP na 120 degrees na field of view. Probably useful siya pagdating sa gimbal mode. And it supports 4K and 60 FPS na recording. And ang kind of front-facing camera is a 32MP na front-facing shooter na motorized pop-up, which I kind of miss. Back in the day, sikat yun yung Redmi K20 na may pop-up or Xiaomi Mi 9T. It was really good back then. So guys, right now, let's check out some of the photos na nakuha ko dito sa LG Wing. So we'll see itong very simple shot na ito. Although this is a device from 3 years back, but it was still able to capture some really nice photo dito sa leaves na ito. And see yung gamosa feel netong leaves na ito is still intact and the color is natural. And taking a look at this rock shot, I'll say na kaya naman na may pag-perform side by side with one of the upper mid-ranger in the market right now. Even taking this shot, I would say sharp, very nice ang pagka-litaw ng subject and separating itself from the background. And equally nicely dito sa flower na ito that it was able to preserve all of the details na gusto ko makita sa kanyang petals. And yung kanyang green is natural and not very saturated as well. Now kung hiling mo is low light photography, you would able to get some really nice shot din dito sa kanyang camera na given it's a device from 3 years back, I would say na ang ganda pa rin ng kanyang camera, to be honest with you. Now taking this shot, pag zoom in mo, makita mo the details dito sa kanyang crystals, which is very clear. Trying to take some low light shot inside the coffee shop, you really see some really nice snaps din dito, and taking some food shot, it's good. And kita mo pa rin mga oily part dito sa pizza na ito, which looks good. Now let's just simply play with the ultra-wide lens. This is a ultra-wide shot. 1 times, 2 times, 5 times, and 10 times zoom. So after 10 times zooming it, it's still good honestly. Clear na clear pa rin lahat ng mga text dito sa menu board dito. But one thing you'll have to notice is that iba ang color na makita mo from the ultra-wide lens and from the normal lens. Medyo mas varnish brown dito sa 1 times and medyo mas lighter brown shade dito sa 0.5. Taking bokeh shot is still really good dito sa camera na ito, which I like. Ang ganda ng pagka-pop out ng kanyang subject, and if you're trying to take some bean shot, it's still good pag zoom in mo. Now, one thing that you should like dito sa LG na front-facing camera is that very natural. Though na medyo na-smoothen out konti ang aking mukha, but it looks pretty nice and still pretty natural. Kung tinignan mo sa kanya, no, it's still really good. Using the camera on indoors, you equally get some really nice photos, pero medyo hirap siya konti pag low light and medyo nagsasoften na siya. But if you're giving it a good lighting, makita mo, it's still going to perform like a good upper mid-ranger. Now, if you're using the front-facing camera, I would say stable siya, even I'm not using the gimbal mode. So, just using the bare hand on navigating with this one, it's pretty smooth. Na ito, ginamitan natin ng gimbal mode when I'm walking inside this coffee shop. Sabi ko sa inyo, very stable and panning around. You will really enjoy using yung kanang camera dito, especially when you're taking video. Now guys, ano masasabi ko dito sa LG Wing na experience ko? I would say, even though that this is a 4-year back na phone, it can still perform like a upper mid-range phone this 2024. Given na okay siya for mild gaming, ang ganda na kanyang camera, and it gives you a really nice and crazy experience. While you're gaming, pwede ka mag-browsing, or while you're watching YouTube, pwede ka mag-Facebook. This phone definitely is right for you kung kakaibang experience ang hinahanap ninyo. For 12,500, I think this is even cheaper than some of the mid-range out there na ino-offer, given all of its specs, though that this is not a brand new phone, but rather a good pristine condition na second-hand phone that I got from UKDB Gadgets. I'll be posting everything on the description box below. Now, if you like this video, don't forget to share it to your friends, and it's up to this channel, it's definitely awesome. See you in the next one. And so, ako para si Richmond, and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. What's up? Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.